just want to just forewarn everybody, when you're working on probably you already know this, but if you're working on anything electrical and you're not confident doing any electrical work, don't do it, okay? What I'm doing is because I've done it before, and both on the garage and the house, I've had an electrician look at it to make sure that I'm not screwing it up. In this case, this was not, and that's why I've got to fix a couple things in here, because if I ever got this inspected, it would not fly right. I also want to make a quick note. I did always do some YouTube research, look at different videos. Found a couple real doozies on YouTube. I'm not going to list them because they're outright just dangerous. I've got one video, the guy admits he needs a 30 amp breaker for his RV, his camper, and he must be in Florida somewhere south. And not to say, Southerners have problems with electrical. Just from the video, you can kind of tell. So the guy basically proceeds to use the wrong gauge wire, right? He doesn't use 10 gauge for 30 amp. He's supposed to use 10 gauge, not 12. He takes some 12-2. He finds two empty 20 amp breakers in this little outside breaker box. He uses one of the 20 amp breakers instead of replacing it with a 30 amp breaker, and then proceeds to basically direct bury 12-2 Romex, which is that yellow stuff, in the ground without conduit. Not really instilling a lot of confidence in the workmanship on that one. I'll dig a trench across the driveway and then I'll have a plug for it. So right off the bat, there's like 3 or 4 things that I'm not a licensed electrician. I wouldn't do. So just to let you know, I'm doing it just because of what I've done from my experience, but don't take this as gospel. If you're not confident at all, contact an electrician. There's a lot of details, a lot of code requirements, and I don't want people thinking they can just go to the store, grab some electrical components and just whip this out. Just doing it to kind of show you what the possibilities are, okay? Sorry for the long-winded disclaimer, but I did want to warn people there are some videos out there that are just holy cow. If you followed them, you're immediately going to have issues, especially when you're working with a panel and you don't even shut it off. The guy was working with it live. I would never do that. Anyways, back to the video. Alright, so you can see here what I've done is try to fix my hair. Okay, so what we've got going on here is I've measured very carefully with a stick where this needs to be, because you see there's the door frame here. I actually have a wall, as you can see, inside, so I've only got about this much space to fit the outlet in, and I thought maybe I would center it. There's an old box opening up top for the old light switch, and you see the light that's up there, there's the light up there, way up there. So what's happened is it got all shingled over. It's actually like right here. So I don't want it next to my mailbox, my little blue mailbox. So I've marked it out very carefully here, and I'm going to take this drill and drill some pilot holes. So here we go. There we go. So got back from my other site visit here and back in working on this outlet, and what I've got here, as you can see, I've got the single phase RV receptacle, and there's the ground and the 2 outlets. I've got the 1210 wire. As you can see, it's moving around in the back because I haven't strung it up the wall and over the top and into the fuse box, the breaker panel. But I'm going to hook this one up now, get this situated without the cover for now. I gotta put the pin in it, and then I'll have this part of the half of the circuit wired up, ready to go. The other half I have to feed up, around, and into the breaker panel. All right. got this going. So everything else is ready to go. I'm going to leave the cover off for now in case I have to adjust something. But right now I'm going to trip the main breaker back on. As you can see, the lights have come back on. I have not tripped this circuit yet, but I will. This 20 amp. I'll put that back on. Now, this should work. If I flip this breaker, nothing blew up. That's good. Now let's go out and test it. All right, so we've got our handy dandy tester here. We've got our outlet hopefully all wired up, ready to go. So we're gonna flip this open and we're gonna take one lead, put it in there. If it'll sit in there, don't know if it will. I guess I'll have to do this more like this, more like a plug. So stick this in here, stick that in there, and what do we get? 121 volts, almost 122. Make sure I'm on the right side here. Yep, there you go. If you can see it there, we've got power. I did have to reverse the leads in here. I had the neutral and the hot on the opposite side. I looked it up. It's always good to look those things up before you do the final hookup. And I had the hot and the neutral on the wrong sides. So we should be good to try to plug in the shore power. So let's try and do that. Okay, here's my shore power lead. Scruffy as it is, I'm just gonna test it, see if it works okay. So plug it in there, stick the ground in, plug her in. Oh, she goes in kind of tough. I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to cut the bottom of this a little bit more because it does not sit tight flush. But it's plugged in, so let's go see if the shore power works inside the RV. There you go. She's hooked up. Let's go check her out inside, see what's going on. All right, we're inside the RV, and what's the telltale sign that you've got shore power plugged in? There you go. The microwave is on. I've had the stove light on for a little bit. I probably should turn that off. Yeah, so fridge light is on. Although I do have the fridge off because it's so cold and I don't really need it. So yeah, so we've got, let's see what we got for battery. About half battery. This, let's see, oh, I didn't even plug this thing back in. I should plug it back in. There we go. So the TV's turning on. There we go. It's very chilly in here. Chilly, oh, 37, not that bad. So thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate it. And happy, safe, and healthy RVing.